Welcome to Let's Talk. My name is Victor Aviles,
My name is Fabian Victor.
and welcome to our show. This is episode 2.
We're bridging the gap between generational differences. Today, we're going to be talking about 6 different topics, all in the past 2 weeks, more so in the last week. But yeah, you want to start us off?
Yeah, we want to say thank you for everyone that gave us a lot of feedback for the first episode. It was a lot of experimental things that we went through. It was pretty good. I felt that it was was our first show that we tried a different tactics, and we got a lot of great feedback from everyone. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what would you like to start off with?
We just had the biggest elections in this calendar year. We had New Jersey, Virginia, New York, and California all up. And overwhelmingly, voters came out and voted Democrat. I think that was pretty interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, it was the Dems swept everything.
Yeah, it was one of those blue waves that everyone keeps talking about, and it was pretty big. I mean, we're looking at plus 14 in New Jersey, plus 15 here. I mean, plus 15 in Virginia. Zoran won by I think 9-ish points. He got a majority, 50.4% in New York, and then over in Cali, overwhelmingly it passed I think by like 30 points or something like that. So pretty good night for Democrats on November 4th. I thought that was insane. Nobody, especially all right, we live in New Jersey. I thought the margin was gonna be way closer between Mikey Sherrill and Jack Chitterelli. Like I thought it would be in like the 3 point range. She blew him out the water. I mean, like she absolutely destroyed him. She got Morris County. She got back Southern Jersey. She got large Hispanic voter groups over in Hudson County. Just a big win over in New Jersey, which I thought was insane because if you remember last year, Kamala barely won by 6 points, which was like insane because Joe Biden won, I think, by double digits in 2020. So yeah, no, New Jersey just had like a snap back in the other direction in a year, which is pretty telling of what's gonna happen next year in the 2026 elections. But I don't know. What did you?
Yeah, she won by a lot, which is a big surprise to me. I thought that it was going to be a close race. The statistics as well in regards to New Jersey, there was a large turnout of new Republicans registered.
Oh really?
Yeah, for the
Oh
past several years, as you remember, for as well for the general election for president, there was a much more voters turning out registered
yeah.
for Republican.
Republicans? Really?
Yes, and there was so it surprised me that she won by that much. We
Mm-hmm.
thought it was going to be a close race. I thought he had a great campaign going on, and she had a lot of things going against her. Especially there was one debate that she had that one of the ladies had asked her, "Hey, what are you going to do in regards to introducing I believe it was LGBTQ agenda in the schools?" And she said that she would not that she feels that parents are not should have the right to allow their she should have the parents should be allowed to opt out on certain things, that she should enforce them, but that's the one thing that they should not be allowed to, that she would not allow them to, exclude them to in education wise, which I thought, I was like, oh, this lady's gonna that was her one thing that's gonna make her lose.
Mm-hmm.
I guess New Jersey likes that for some weird reason.
I mean, I don't think that people are single issue. I think that there was a lot more on the table than just LGBTQ education in schools. But I mean, it wasn't like the campaign, like she had her stumbles, but it wasn't like he had his own. They didn't have his own stumbles. I mean, like he was in an interview, and they asked him if he needed black voters to win, and he just was like, "All right, next question," like completely dismissive to the question, which is a big thing to say in New Jersey with a lot of African American people to sit there and say I don't need them to win. It's like that's not something that you need to say. And also, his whole he had this like one night where he was talking about Mikey Sherrill, and he was talking about somebody that was talking to him on the phone, and he was like, "Oh, we need to beat that," and stops himself before he says anything. And it's like the least you can do is have a level of decorum and decency and not call your opponent, who is a woman, the B word, especially in politics. But I guess we're at that point where we're just running around, calling people, you know.
I haven't seen that, and I mean, if you did, that's not correct, and that's not right to be that vulgar for anyone. And like you said, if we're to that point in politics to be doing that, I mean, we're way past that. I mean, obviously we have Trump that has a potty mouth. I like it sometimes in certain matters. I mean, not to the point that we're going to be very nasty with with certain people. Like let's just say with females. Like I'm not saying here that we got to talk talk down to everyone in a certain way. But yes, let's be honest. In closed doors, we all talk in our certain ways. Unfortunately, it's that nowadays we get to see it in live action.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just
you,
say.
you just record everything.
No, but I'm just saying, and right now, nowadays, when you see in the politicians when they do it, it's just like, oh, wow, this is, you're surprised.
Uh,
You're like, oh, you're not supposed to, but there's just, and to be honest with you, it's just like, oh, wait, this is the way that they are,
mm-hmm.
instead of, masquerade it,
Right, right.
this fakeness. Let's see what Mickey Sherrill brings to New Jersey. Hopefully, I can only wish her the best because whatever she does great will bring good for me and for you. And for Zoran Mandami, hopefully we can only wish him the best to wish the best for New York. I mean, can't wish him bad, can we? Right?
Yeah. I mean, look at what Sliwa said. He was like, when he conceded, he said something like, "We hope that Zoran does good because if he does good, then we do good." I think that's a respectable thing to say.
The guy's a good, honest man. Okay?
Sliwa, look, I mean, look, Sliwa, I like him because he is the New Yorker. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
so you agree?
he
No,
is
yes,
a
yeah, no,
he the guy made the Guardian Angels. Like this is like he's not
the guy's he's not a nobody. He's a guy that actually cares and loves New York, and you have to respect that wherever he goes. Maybe his message was not properly given out there and not understood from everyone. The one thing I say that New Yorkers do not understand, and for what I see, is that New York nowadays has changed so much that too many outsiders live in New York City now.
Is that not
Meaning,
what New York is made up of though?
correct, but it's not the same anymore. Meaning, there's too many people from other states that are migrating from other states coming into New York City now, and they think that we could
Oh,
change, and
gentrification.
they're
Yeah.
influencing too much of their point of views, and that probably this is why we have Zoran now.
I mean, Zoran, the guy is Ugandan. He is an immigrant. He comes from out, but like, come
But
on, New York is made up of
I
immigrants. You know what I
correct,
mean?
but I feel that a lot of those votes that he got are from a lot of those a lot of those votes
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
got was from
So
those kind of
the thing with the progressive movement that we see a lot of the time is that the progressives will always say that this is meant for a diverse working class, like racial, whatever. Like this is like our policies are built for people that are in a diverse background who are working class, like Hispanics, African Americans, even white people, like blue collar people.
yeah.
It typically ends up being though, like we saw with Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020, a lot of his votes came from affluent white people that just liked his policies. A lot of diverse working class people end up voting for more moderate people than progressives. So yeah, Zoran does get a lot of his votes, but I think like even we look at exit polling for Zoran Mandani, he did get a majority of Hispanics, majority of African Americans. I think he did pretty good with Jews in New York. So like Zoran is building a coalition in New York that is made up of a lot of people, but he does get a lot of his votes from that like white affluent gentrification. But that doesn't. It's not necessarily emblematic of like he's not a New Yorker.
Mm-hmm.
Those people still live in New York. They still make up like what New York is. It's a mix of those people that are coming from out of state and are affluent, more white. They're living in like Washington Heights or in Harlem or in Brooklyn. But there is also a big working class, diverse immigrant population in New York that did vote for Zoran Mandani. Okay. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Two things. Did he send you an email or anything saying thank you for helping him Zornak?
He did actually.
Good. All right.
He did.
Now, second thing.
Yeah.
Did you donate after his election?
I did. I think I did like $5 or something like that.
Okay, cool. Just asking. He's needing of money now.
Well, I mean, now he's in the transition process, so
he needs.
Yeah. Now we're in the next stage, but
all right, guys, let's go to the next topic. Right. So, I would like to talk about a Bernie Sanders post that he did back in, I believe it was on November 6th. and it was in regards to Elon Musk. He wrote, Musk, who spends $270 million to get Trump elected, is now in line to become a trillionaire. Meanwhile, 60% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Americans understand that we're living in a rigged economy. Together we can and must change that. Mr. Bernie Sanders. That post it annoys me, to be honest with you. And the reason why it annoys me is because it's constantly you just it almost feels like it's either misleading people to think that the guy is getting, it's like you're punishing the guy for being successful for something that he created. And once again, you're misleading the fact that because he donated money and helped Trump to get elected, he's getting $1 trillion package from the company that he created. You're guiding your your base that follows you to think that this guy is privileged to become a trillionaire because of his following to Trump. And I dislike that. I dislike the what Bernie does when he does that, or any of his followings, or any of politicians that do that. And I specifically told you that I respect Bernie to a certain degree, right? That I love the fact that um, he's been the same guy from the beginning. Before I seen like one of the guys that one, yeah, he's wealthy to a certain degree. He's not the Nancy Pelosi rich. He's not the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you could,
yeah.
he's probably worth like $2-3 million or whatever it is, from his career, respectfully, from writing books, whatever his wealth came from the most. Even though Bobby Kennedy once said that, he did get a small contribution from one of the pharmaceutical companies that he denied once,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
was, but which was pretty much back then he denied, whatever, who
Right,
cares?
right,
I could care
right.
less, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But to be honest with you, the guys, I could respect him for the guy that he is, from extreme activist, right? From a young guy that he was, well, maybe in the 60s or 70s, to the guy that he's been this whole time. The guy's the same guy. He's still active. He cares. Socialist views, whatever. The same guy, and I respect all that. But this misleading things, it's like you're. I mean, maybe because I have completely different point of views, and I disagree that we shouldn't punish our innovators and punish people, or go after people like Elon or Bezos or whatever, even though you might have their own personal views that the way that they do with their money or how they accomplish their money. These posts anger me in a way because it's like you're misleading your base.
mm-hmm,
This is not right. This
mm-hmm,
is not. I am happy that I am extremely happy, and I can't wait for Elon to become a trillionaire.
mm-hmm.
You know, I'm happy that no, I'm serious. I think this guy's successful. I think that it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of smarts. It takes so much to get to the level that he's at, and to go after silly things like that. And I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
I mean, when Bernie's going around being like the billionaires and the oligarchs are,
Yeah, yeah.
it can be repetitive. But it is a genuine message of like, no, all right, me personally, no billionaire should exist. It's such an extreme wealth that it's a moral and economic obscenity. Like the fact that there are millions of Americans living in poverty, they're working multiple jobs, they're unable to afford basics like housing, healthcare, or education. Like it's representative of this fact that like there are people that can spend their wealth 50 times over and they do nothing with it but sit on it. And it's such a rigged economy where they prioritize or they utilize tax loopholes, which Elon Musk has done countless times. He's you
Everybody.
know he's
They all
he's
have.
abused tax loopholes. There's an issue with stagnant wages where worker productivity has increased dramatically since the 70s, but our wages have stayed the same.
Correct.
Like if wages kept up with inflation, we would be looking at $30 an hour, but
More actually, but
even more.
I know.
You know what I mean? But we don't because we have these billionaire CEOs that not only union bust, so we can't even fight for our wages. We can't fight for these things like affordable healthcare, affordable housing. We can't fight for any of this stuff because we always have these people that are busting our unions. Elon is one of them. And then we also have this issue of the fact that, they spend so much money on politics that we don't even get a voice. Elon, in that post that Bernie Sanders was talking about, Elon spent so much money on Trump's campaign, essentially getting Trump elected, so that now, guess what? We have millions of people being fired from the federal workforce. We have unions being dramatically reduced in power, so they can't even fight for fair wages. We have billionaires controlling our government. I think this is the first time a government has had a majority billionaire class, or
Yeah.
at least millionaire, uh, uh, agency. Like their agencies are all made up of millionaires and billionaires. So like that is insane. Like the fact that there are people that can have this much money, that they have influence over our lives, our politics, the fact that we can't live because they sit there, hoard wealth, bust our unions, make sure we don't get fair wages, make sure that they abuse unfair labor practices that make it so that we can't get out of our own situation. Like again, when Bernie talks about these things, it's not just out of anger, misleading. Like
No.
he represents a
Here,
working class
here,
movement.
here. Bernie Sanders. You would like to talk? You want to talk about something that has a point? Don't talk about the guy that his board and his shareholders agreed to give him $1 trillion package if he makes his company to us a $6.9 trillion company in 10 years, right? That he has to work for it. He has to work for it. It's not like they just give it to him for looking pretty. Go after I don't know, go after government and the billionaires, right? For what? Donating $300 million for the ballroom. Okay, that looks suspicious, I'm telling you that. Okay, do I like the ballroom? I think it's a great idea. Do people don't like it? Maybe he doesn't like it. I listen. It's a great addition to the White House. It's gonna, it's a great place to hold events for the White House. I think it's a great idea. Does it look fishy and weird for the administration to receive donations from the top companies of this country and top CEOs of this country? Yes, it looks horrible.
I mean, we live in
It
a
would look better if he would have just said, "I'm doing it," and it's whatever. It's coming from the top. I would have just taken it and swallow it as the president of the United States and said, "I'm gonna do it. It's gonna cost $300 million," and just shut up.
oh, wait, wait,
If
wait.
Meaning,
Wait, hold on. But using taxpayer money, you would make a ballroom.
I'm making an improvement to the White House. Oh, hey, I'm gonna get criticized no matter what. Correct?
There's a thing called political capital, yeah, where it's you
I'm gonna get
spend,
criticized,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? No matter what.
right.
So, but it looks. I think it looks worse when you have outside pay. To him, he's trying to justify it by saying like, "Hey, look, the taxpayer's not paying anything. I have people giving me the money.
Yeah,
People are
but that
donating
looks
the money.
bad. You know what I
It
mean?
looks worse.
Like he got like a
It
five
looks a
hundred.
conflict of interest,
Yeah,
right?
the
Like, hey,
jet from what was
Saudi
it?
Arabia.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
oh,
no
so Qatar.
Qatar.
Correct. So again, these things look bad. Or his original plan was what? I'm gonna make the ballroom and I'm gonna pay for it. That was
Mm.
his original plan. If he would have stuck to that, then no one says you could say nothing. Or you could say the least. The least.
He's
Guess what?
destroying.
Taxpayers are not okay. Yeah, there's whatever.
Yeah,
Destroying, not
yeah,
destroying
yeah.
because 2 years from now, when it's done, you're gonna be like, oh, guys, it's not that bad. It actually looks great, and it came out of his pocket. Guys,
All right,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm just
We
saying.
can argue aesthetics,
You
but
right, but you could say that you have less things to talk about.
right.
But I'm just saying. So it looks bad. So my point, just to transition to the next thing, Bernie Sanders, pick and choose your things. Don't mislead your people. If you wanna, send your message a little different, something like that. Just go after. There are certain things that actually maybe matter a little bit more, that it looks more obvious. Just don't mislead people for some stupid things like that. The guy deserves his money. Leave people alone where they deserve the money. Don't tell people how to use their money. I don't tell you how to spend your money. Don't tell me how to spend my money. Obviously I have to pay my taxes, and do I complain about it? Yeah, maybe at times, but I still got to pay for it. So
I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. My final point, government works for right now the rich and not the people. We live in a democracy, and again, he sits there and he says that we live in an oligarchy. But again, it's true when we have Donald Trump receiving millions and billions of dollars from these giant CEOs or billionaires or whatever. Like
It looks bad.
It
It looks
looks
extremely
it
bad.
looks like he is representing their interests and not our interests. And we have actually wait, this transitions to Margie Taylor Greene. She's saying that, what just happened where he unendorsed Margie Taylor Greene, but she has a point. Donald Trump is not America first. As much as he wants to say make America great again, nothing of what he has done.
He answered that question actually with a clip. He said, when they asked him, he said, "Oh, how you feel about Margie Taylor Greene saying that you're America first?" He goes like, "Because America is not just about America first; it's also about the world or something like that." I can't quote him correctly.
But this is, but mind you, this is after he spent an entire election season talking about we are America first, we are America first, we are America first.
I'm more on the Margie Taylor Greene boat as well. I appreciate what she's doing. I like the fact that she's very vocal. I don't agree the fact that she's kind of like being a little well. What's happening right now in the right party is that there's too many camps, right? So this is not going to look good for the next election, since the if the Republicans don't get together and start doing getting their stuff together, because there's too much division. There's oof, you have your America First, you have MAGA, you have your oof, if I start naming names, you have I don't know, because so many people don't get along. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ben Shapiro,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Myron Gaines. I mean, if I keep going down the list, there's just so much division. I mean, everybody has their good points and their horrible points, and then it's just like if everyone could just get together and put their good stuff together and work with each other, at least they could stick together and they could ride the wave and be supportive, and also Trump as well with his cabinet and everyone, and have a good party and continue to have the success that be much more successful that they have been. I think there is success, but they could be a lot more successful and have the division that there is happening. But
I mean, with either party, we have our camps. We have the Democrats also have their camps. So no matter what, you're gonna have your camp. But even aside from politics, in school we had camps. You know what I mean? You always have camps no matter where you go. So I think that camps are a good thing in my opinion, because it's like nobody should just be unified under one opinion.
Absolutely.
You have 500 members, or sorry, Jesus Christ, 300 members. No, wow. Hold on. So 200 members in the House and then 50 members in the Senate that are Republicans. So roughly like 300 members in the House and the Senate that are Republicans. They're not all going to have the same opinion. I think it's good that they have camps. Let them figure out their own differences. Let them, say we like this, we don't like this, you like that, we don't like that, whatever. I think that's good because we have that as well. I think differences of opinion is good. If I told you 10 things that I agreed with and you agreed with 10 out of 10 things that I agreed with, that'd be insane because we should not be
Correct.
sheep. You know what I'm saying? It's good that they disagree. Democrats do it the same way, but I bring it back to my original point. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene has a point. Donald Trump is not America first. He represents so many other interests, but our interests. Work if you're gonna do anything that I would like you to do. Work on what you said you were gonna do. Bring down our costs. The tariff shit, not working. It's not.
He just made some changes right now. They just slashed all reciprocal tariffs on products like food.
Do you know why? Because Sweden, was it Sweden or some Nordic country went to or I don't know if it was Nordic, but a country went to him and they showed him watches and jewelry and like millions of dollars worth of like accessories and stuff like that. Guess what? He came out the next day and said, "Yeah, we're actually going to take down our tariffs on them and not, we're gonna bring it down to 15% or something like that, right?" That's one thing, the whole oligarchy thing. That's one point. But the other point is that this guy can't make a decision on whether or not he wants a tariff to stay in place. We are almost quarter way through his presidency, and we still do not know whether or not he wants to put tariffs on every single country in the world, or if he doesn't. He has been constantly putting it in, taking it out,
he's using
putting
it as
it
a
in.
negotiation tool.
But it's just like you are messing with the consumer, because look at what's happening in the farms now. No soybean farms in Iowa and like the Midwest, the farmers are in a crisis because they do not have any buyers from across seas buying from them, because across seas they don't know what the hell is going on with America, so they're not going to buy soybeans from America. So now these farmers are struggling.
Then we have an agreement right now with China with soybeans.
the farmers are not the farmers, their soybeans are not being bought. Like it's a
I believe
thing.
they just had an agreement with
Whether or
farmers.
not like this has been a problem, you know what I mean? Like, and even if they do have an agreement, tomorrow it could go away. You know what I mean? Nothing is set with Donald Trump.
Right, but so I feel like a lot of these fights is for whatever short term pain, long term solution.
Hmm. I
Uh,
mean, sure, but this short term pain, Jesus Christ.
I mean, short term, we have to go through short term pains at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
So,
you
but
got one final last topic that you have?
um, you want to talk about shutdown?
Yeah,
We mentioned it. So, U.S. government finally is open again. Uh, but oh my God, did it take forever to? That was the longest shutdown that we had in history. All over healthcare, which is insane because it opened back up. Um, and I think the conditions right now are that they're going to talk about it in December about healthcare benefits, but I doubt that anything is actually going to happen. We're probably just going to hit the same roadblock, you know, that we did last time, and then we're just going to deal with it again.
yeah. I hope it doesn't shut down again. Hopefully, it come with some kind of actual resolution, some fix, because there was a lot of people affected. I don't agree to people getting affected with their lives, with livelihood. I would hate to work for the government. I mean, you know, no, no, I'm serious.
No, it's funny because like eventually I'd like to work for the government, and I'm realizing like
Yeah,
anytime
but
like yeah,
their checks are not cut.
what do you
No,
mean?
like congressmen, they
Oh,
still receive their checks.
yeah, certain parts of the government shut down.
Yeah, so which is like ridiculous. They should all not take paychecks.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they essentially get paid vacation. That shut down a lot. Like they all got paid vacations.
They should not get paid at all. They should all,
It
the
is
same.
it is a little ridiculous because like the government shut down. Like the least you
They
guys
should
can do
all get
is
to work for
get to work for
right.
like nonstop. You know.
Even though most of them are wealthy enough, like that doesn't really hurt their pockets at the end of the day. But whatever. You should be only moral.
Yeah.
I mean, like Marjorie Green, I know that on the View, she says she's not taking a paycheck, but she's only worth like $27 million, whatever. So,
Oh yeah, only worth
I
27
know.
million.
So
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
yeah,
so, I mean,
yeah.
like, she says that like nothing, but I mean, don't quote me on how much she's really worth, but I know she's worth in the millions. So it's not like,
I
again,
wouldn't
like
doubt it. She makes
she's worth a lot.
she
But
makes
my
some
point is, don't
sketchy.
make me feel like you're doing a good deed. It is a good deed, but it's not like,
Yeah,
whatever. The point is, not that.
yeah. I mean, again, this whole shutdown started over healthcare because Republicans were trying to cut healthcare, claiming that immigrants were benefiting off of healthcare. But I think
It's a
no,
mix of baggage.
but yeah, we talked about this last time where it was only like what 0.01%.
There's a mix of things because there's also this credits that were under Obamacare, I believe, that they were given to the healthcare companies that are being subsidized. The
Mm-hmm.
healthcare companies are being subsidized to give healthcare for a cheaper cost. So what's happening? I guess what they're realizing is that the United States government is giving, I guess, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Anthem, Aetna, all these large companies money to supply cheap, lower healthcare costs for everyone. So they're making money. The Republicans are like, we're not going to give you this money anymore, right? We're not going to keep renewing it. So it's causing this big debate that everyone's premiums are going to go up in January because they're like, okay, so if you're not going to give us this subsidy, we're just going to shoot up the prices,
Which is
which is negative for the consumer.
right.
But I think what the Republicans' goal is like, you do that, well, we're going to make it a more of a fair market that we want to allow for more companies to be more of a free market, right? So like that, well, it is. I guess it is a free market at the end of the day, but to allow it to be more that people are going to have more options to be able to choose more. Okay, so I hope they really do that. They want to give the money that we're supposed to. That yeah, this is like I don't believe anyone as much as I
You can be
love
hopeful.
Barty.
Yeah.
Right. So the money the money that was supposed to be subsidized to those companies, they want to give it to the consumer, right? Which is like $6,800 per person to go to a HSA fund, which is a healthcare fund. I don't know what that is that much because I don't have one. And it's go to a savings account for your healthcare per person individually. So like that, you choose where you want to go. So like that, you choose whichever freaking damn company you want, and like that makes it more of a competitive thing. So like that, maybe more companies will spark up, and they'll force all those large companies to be more competitive and lower their prices. If that becomes, and it turns into that, then it'll become more affordable because they'll start fighting for it. But if they keep getting subsidized, they don't care. That's like the ultimate goal that's the ultimate goal that they're trying to go for. Again, all these you see this whole little short term pain for long term gains.
Yeah. I mean, this is assuming that they do any of that.
Correct, but this is the problem that the Democrats are painting the picture bad. I think like
I mean, they're playing with people's lives right now.
No, yes, and this is where I dislike about Schumer, which I hope he's gone after this.
Yeah,
he needs to be gone. He's a horrible representation of your party.
Yeah,
yeah. But I don't know how he's still around.
Yeah.
And by the way, this needs to be term limits. There needs to be age or whatever. There needs to be something.
Yeah.
Both parties. This is enough. Is enough.
Right.
Yeah. Where was I going with this? So this man. Him and Hakeem Jeffries, right after the elections of November 4th, pretty much all the Democrats won.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden now they're writing a letter to the White House. Oh, let's sit down for a continued resolution,
Mm-hmm.
so we could reopen the government. So in other words, you hold everyone hostage for this, so you could blame the Republicans that they're the bad ones. So like that, or your Democrat candidates could get elected in. They got elected in, and now all of a sudden, like, oh, let's go back to the table.
Wait, hold on. Republicans have a majority. They control,
but they still need them to
no. Republicans are defecting,
but they need they need to at least pass a continued resolution.
The CR.
Yes,
Republicans in the House did not support the CR.
Then they needed a few Democrats to pass it.
No, Republicans have a majority.
They needed a few Democrats to switch, right?
Because Republicans switched. That's why. The House and the Senate and the presidency.
But they needed a few. They needed at least a few.
No.
How many did they need in total?
218 votes for a majority in the House.
And a few Democrats flipped.
No. Yeah, eventually.
After
a month of Thomas Macy, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene, and a couple other Republicans were not voting with their own party. That's why we were in the shutdown. Because there were Republicans defecting.
There was a few Democrats as well.
No Democrat was voting on yes on the CR bill. Not one. There is a shortage of Democrats right now. There are vacancies, but not a single Democrat voted yes. Republicans majority voted yes, but there were a few Republicans that did not vote yes, which is why we hit the government shutdown. Then the Senate hit a filibuster, so then they needed 60 votes. So then they did get 60 votes recently, which is why the government shut down in the first place. But Republicans cannot get their own party under control. So yeah, Democrats have a problem of getting their own party under control. I hate Chuck Schumer. I think he should go. Please, AOC, primary Chuck Schumer. But Republicans also have an issue of not getting their own party under control. They can't. Look what's happening with Epstein files. Like, they're about to pass the Epstein files because Republicans are not. The caucus is split. You know what I mean? There are like, I think 50. I saw a report yesterday. 50-something Republicans were talking about voting yes on the Epstein files. That is a break from what Mike Johnson wants. Mike Johnson wants everyone on his side to vote no, because he has a majority in the House. He has a majority, and he cannot control his own party. You know what I'm saying? So like the whole shutdown is, at the end of the day, Republicans' fault. How do you have a majority in three chambers?
Yes, correct.
And you can't get the government to reopen, and then blame Democrats saying, "Well, why aren't you opening the government? You have the majority, good sir. Please open the government." Like, I don't understand why you guys are waiting on us. We don't want it to open up because the minute you guys open up, you're going to cut healthcare subsidies. But you have the majority, and guess what? Thomas Macy and a couple of other Republicans are saying, we don't want to vote for this. You know? So, like, it's not, Republicans can paint the picture as much as they want. The Democrats shut down the government. But at the end of the day, Republicans have a majority, control the presidency, did not pass a continuing resolution or even a funding bill at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Well, listen, I vote for Fetterman to be to be the leader of the Democratic Party.
Oh my God.
Wow, come on. Fetterman is great.
Yeah. He had a stroke and then turned into a psycho.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Are you trying to tell me he was better before being sick?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know that the guy liked marijuana? He ran on a pro-marijuana campaign.
Now we're against marijuana?
And now he's banning hemp. Like, how do you switch
Oh,
like that? And he was a
he's great.
staunch Trump hater. I hated Trump back in 2022. What's going on
You know,
now?
it's funny when he was running against Oz. I was so upset.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
and
guy
then
the
he had that
guy was a
surgery,
Bernie type.
and then he surged, and then he had the surgery. I was like, wow, this guy changed. It's like they
Was
fixed
it
his
not
brain. They
obvious?
fixed his brain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, he's great. But it's another
Yeah, yeah.
episode.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We'll be doing this as much as we can.
Yeah, so we'll, this is our second episode. I hope you guys like this and enjoy this. Try to catch us again in a few weeks. If you have any questions, ask us in the comment section.
Thank you.
If you don't see us in the next few weeks, happy holidays. See you until the next one.
Thank you. Have a
Peace.
good one. Bye.